Okay, so if you manifest your specific person back, I'm going to give you some tips so that you can keep connected to yourself, so that you can feel grounded, feel secure, and you can navigate the challenges of relationships, because all relationships have challenges at some point. Nobody's perfect. There's going to be things that you're in conflict with, but you can navigate them because that's what you do in relationships. But if you feel activated, triggered, if you feel like you've got beliefs about it should be this way or they should be that way or whatever, then you'll feel very activated and triggered, and it'll be more difficult, and you're more likely to create arguments and tension and things like that. So in this video, we're going to be talking about what to do whenever your specific person comes back, so that you can feel in control of the situation and you know that you can overcome whatever happens. So before I jump into this video, I just want to let you know that my Conscious Creators Masters Academy is starting very soon. I'd love to see you there. I'd love to talk to you if you're interested in going on this 12-week transformation journey. It's such a beautiful process. I'm so proud of everybody who's done it before. Over the last year and a half now, it's been running, and it's a very transformational program, really from the inside out. We work on deep self-concept work, self-love, which really does change the way that you see yourself, and we look at your narratives, the things that you've been believing that have been holding you back, and I'd love for you to experience this for yourself. So if you'd like any more information, book in a discovery call with me where you can ask me any questions about it, so let me know. So okay, here are my tips. Here are my tips for if you manifest your specific person, because be careful what you wish for. It might actually happen, because that's what happened to me. It actually happened. And there were things that I did not know, and I would like to tell you them now so that you don't have to go through the things that I went through. So the first thing is that your connection to yourself is the most important thing. If you lose connection to yourself, you're gonna lose connection to your person and the relationship, and there will be triggers and arguments and things that are difficult to deal with, and often this is where relationships have big ruptures and then they break down. So if you know, okay, I've got to have connection to myself, what do you do to have connection to yourself? You spend time with your friends, you do things you enjoy, you have time alone, you invest in yourself, basically. You do things for yourself, and you keep the essence of you very present. Now, if you don't know what the essence of you is, think of a time in your life where you felt really good, where you felt very in control, you felt really good, really happy, things were going well, and you feel confident in yourself. That essence of you is where you're light, where things are easy, where you feel yourself, where you're in good energy. Your essence never leaves you, but sometimes life happens and things get in the way, okay? So your essence of you is what you want to hold on to. If you feel like it's weaker or you're losing it, just invest more time into yourself, reconnect with people who know you, who love you, and you'll remember who you are again, okay? And then you bring that into the relationship and you don't need so much. The other thing that I want to say is that your person, your specific person, cannot and will not meet all of your needs, okay? So there are relationship needs, okay, but you're okay now. You're dealing with life, everything's fine. You know how to regulate yourself while you're on your own, so why should that be any different when you're in a relationship? It is, because you get triggered by the other person, but that is manageable, and it is also something that you can learn about very deeply with nervous system regulation work. So that's something I would also say, look into nervous system regulation work, because you will have such an eye-opening time learning about, oh look, now I know that I'm in fight, flight or freeze mode right now, so I'm feeling like this, and I can also see that my partner is in whatever reactive mode they're in, so we don't take it so seriously when they're in that mode, and we don't buy into it, we don't feed into it, we don't fuel the fire basically, and have a massive eruption of two people being very triggered. Never goes well, does it? So nervous system regulation is so important. The other thing is just to make sure that you're being real and honest, and you say no when you want to say no. Don't, watch something that you don't want to watch just because you think you should. Express your truth when you can, whenever you can. Every opportunity you get to say what you feel and what you think, do it. Also, don't have like big, this is something I've really struggled with and actually still struggle with. I have to manage this. Sometimes I will feel like I want to say something, I want to talk about something, and I'll just go and do it. But the thing is, sometimes you really need to pick the right moment, because if someone is busy, if they're doing something else, if they're tired, if they're triggered by something, if whatever, then the conversation isn't likely to go that well. So the best advice I can give you is to bring up things and have conversations when you're both in a good place, when you're both feeling calm, when you're both feeling connected, when you're both feeling well, basically, you know, because then you can say, hey, there's something that I wanted to talk about. Are you willing to talk about it? Not we have to talk about it now. Okay, you're not entitled to that. You're not entitled to say you owe me this conversation right now. You don't get to do that. Okay, when you think you're entitled to that, that's when problems happen. You have to ask, are you willing? If they're not willing, you have to accept that. You have to accept that that is the way that it is, and you have to see, okay, right, I'm going to give this person some time and some space, and then I'm going to come back to it again, and we're going to have that conversation again when we're both in the right place. Okay, so pick your moments with certain conversations, and don't do it when you're triggered. Don't do it when you're activated. There's no point. Go away and soothe yourself. Okay, go away and calm your nervous system. Speak to a friend, vent it out if you need to. Don't also do the mistake that I made, which is venting it out to too many people, because that creates a world of perceptions that you just don't need that in your life, you know. So just keep your circle small when you're talking about your relationship, okay? Because that will really, really help you to stay positive. Be grateful for everything that is good. You know, focus on that as much as possible. Focus on the good things about the relationship, about the person, about the experiences that you're having, and about yourself. Okay, you're so grateful for your friends. You're so grateful for your connection to your partner. You're so grateful for the life that you have. You're so grateful. List all the things, because that really helps you to stay connected to yourself. And when you're in a good state within yourself, you can more easily be in the relationship. It's so important, like I said. I mean, the main thing is just, you've got to, in relationships, there's risk. There's always risk. There's going to be a risk that something happens, that you break up. That is the same for every single relationship. But you've got to, basically, you understand that when you go into a relationship, and you can't really control that fact. But on the other side of the fear is the connection, is the vulnerability, is the joy, is the growing together. And you see relationships not as like, oh, I'm in a relationship, so now everything should be perfect. Don't see it like that. No, because that will cause you so many problems. Expectation is the root of all disappointment, isn't it? So just go into the relationship knowing, okay, we're going to go through stuff and we're going to overcome it. I mean, that mindset has helped me as well. Like, you know, there's no plan B. You know, I don't like to see that there's plan B. If there's ever has to be a plan B, and we you know, we can't be together anymore for whatever reason, whatever, we'll think about that when we come to it. But the thing is that when you think about, no, I'm in this relationship, I've committed to it, so therefore we work through stuff. We work through the problems, we have the conversations, we're real with each other. We go through periods of life together where sometimes it's difficult, sometimes we're disconnected. In fact, expect there to be disconnection sometimes, and that can feel really scary for you and your nervous system if disconnection was something that you experienced in your childhood. So what you don't want to do in that moment is try to get the validation from the person. Expect there to be moments of disconnection. That's normal. Expect there to be moments of silence. That's normal. You know, there's certain things about relationships that I didn't know were true before I got into my relationship with my specific person. It really created a lot of anxiety for me. So there's so many more things to talk about, but I hope this has given you a good idea, some tips for staying connected to yourself, staying true to yourself, speaking your truth. All of these things are going to help the relationship be sustained and to keep you connected. Let the person be where they are. They're not always going to think the same way as you. They're just not going to think the same way as you at points. You grow sometimes together, sometimes different rates. Sometimes you're here, they're there. Sometimes they're there, you're here. You're different. Sometimes you will have differences, and you can actually often see how those differences are of a massive benefit, even if at the time they don't feel like that. So there's always a way of perceiving things differently. So I hope you found this video useful. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.